And we're live.
Are we live?
Yep.
Like now?
Like now live.
Oh, live.
I'm live. He's dead.
All right, so we had an amazing day of fishing down here on Bienville Plantation. I cannot tell you how many big fish that we saw, but I also can't tell you how many big fish that I caught because we're not going to talk about that yet until I need to move over here.
You need to move over there.
Okay, so until Ike gets here, because Ike is down at the lodge doing a love fest with a bunch of folks from Jersey. It just so happened that the group that's in this week at Bienville are all from Jersey, so they're all doing like what Jersey people do in Florida. They're like Jerseying it up down there. So the fishing was tough, but it was exciting because you could see the fish. We found a ton of big fish. I'm as excited about the fact that I get to go fishing again tomorrow with our special guest who we're going to talk about in a minute. But we're waiting on Ike because, like I said, he's having a little bit of a group love fest with all the Jersey guys down there, and they're hugging it out and like high-fiving and like chest bumping and dude broing. There's a lot of dude broing going on down with Ike and the Jersey crew. So the predominant pattern for me today was something that I'm not, like it's not my forte, but the fish just weren't hitting any power fishing presentations. They weren't hitting, until later in the day, they weren't really hitting chatterbaits. I did catch my biggest fish on a crankbait in a treetop, but I also went back into that treetop with a shaky head and caught another 8 or 9 fish that were all fish that were below my smallest fish. So I probably caught 35 or 40 fish today, had a blast. Probably spent too much time camped out on 2 different giant fish, and I'm talking giants. They were easily 10, but probably more like 12, upwards in the high 12s. Gonna get a shot to go back out to them tomorrow, and I'm excited about that because our special guest just got here. He's gonna be able to go fishing, and we're still waiting on Ike. So we should retitle this Waiting on Ike. But we fished pretty much within sight of each other all day long. So let me go ahead and, this isn't time filler. I was going to say this anyway. I was going to say it with him here. But let me just tell you this. A lot of people had the questions on social media about, is Mike legitimately, a kayak angler? Is he just driving around with a kayak on top of his truck because of a sponsorship? Does he really do it? This, that, and the other. And so I can tell you 2 things about today that make him officially a kayak angler. If he wasn't before, he is now, because he has been indoctrinated with the bridge incident. Every kayak fisherman at some point in their kayak fishing life or career has what we like to call the low overhanging something collision, and Ike had that today. I really wish we would have got it on video, but we didn't. Maybe Gene did. I don't know.
No, I didn't. I didn't have my GoPro on.
But Mike was, obviously he's in the Hobie, so he's got a good head of steam going. He's trying to catch up to me because I had posted my biggest fish, and he's coming around the corner. I'm already up working a fish on the bed, and you could hear it. Like he hit the bridge, rods up, power pole up.
Full head of steam.
He didn't just scoot into it. I'm talking, just, those guys on dirt bikes when they jump and they miss the hill where they don't go over it, they just like T-bone it. That's pretty much what happened. So couple of rod casualties out of the deal, a power pole scuff and a bruised ego. But then he regathered his stuff, took stock of what he had, came on up, and we fished next to each other for about the next 45 minutes to an hour. I was working this really big fish, and so I was kind of playing defense and offense at the same time. He worked in around me and decided to go up this creek, and I was torn. Like, do I go fish up where he's at because I know there's some bigger fish up there, or do I stay working this biggest fish that I've ever seen on Bienville Plantation? So I opted for the big fish, and I stayed there, and I camped on her, and I worked her, and I caught the buck off the bed. In fact, I caught the buck off that bed 3 different times because every time I put him back in the water, he'd go back. I was so close to the bed, I didn't want to put it on the lip gripper like I normally do because I knew it would just bang against the boat and probably spook the fish for good. So I caught the buck 3 times, and finally he didn't go back to the bed, and the female had the right body language. She was fluttering her pec fin, she pitched down, she moved in, she just looked like she was going to eat. So I've got this thing in my head where I'm going to tell this story now that I fished this fish for like 2 hours and I made the call and I stuck to my guns and that's how you catch the big fish. And it didn't happen, okay? So Mike pedals around me and goes up in this creek and he's not 50 yards past me. And if you've watched Ike on TV and you've seen the yelling and the screaming and the breakdancing and all that stuff that goes along with the Ike image, you may or may not think it's real. You may say, okay, that's marketing. He's not really like that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Today he was fishing against a fat redneck in a kayak. There was no money on the line. There was nothing, prestigious other than the fact that he gets to keep his facial hair if he wins, and I get to keep mine if I win, and one of us has got to dress up like Tommy Biffle. But the dude catches a fish and loses his mind. He's screaming. Now, I will tell you this. When he's not on TV, it's a different, octave. It's like a more feminine scream. It's like a high-pitched, almost like a hyena. You know what I mean? But listen, here's the point I was getting at, and I'm glad you made it for this part. Even myself, you see it on TV and you go, well, if it's real or if it's not real, either way it's good marketing because he gets the cameras on him. So let me say this. It's legit. This dude gets jacked up like a 10-year-old on Mountain Dew, mainlining freaking adrenaline when he catches a fish. And for me, that was refreshing. That was refreshing to see that this is one of the guys that the kayak fishing industry has gone out and developed a relationship with to help us take this sport mainstream. That it was going to be somebody that was going to legitimately represent us well to the mainstream, that was going to do it and do it for all the right reasons, and it wasn't going to be just kind of a novelty. So then he paddles up the creek and catches another fish that I can only assume is a big fish because he's freaking out. He had tried a stunt freak out right before he ran into the bridge. And so I knew the difference between the stunt freak out where he was trying to get in my head, where he was doing the, yeah, yeah. And I was like, come on, dude, you didn't catch anything. You didn't catch anything. And by the way, some old guys in a boat came by and they're like, yeah, he didn't catch nothing. And they caught a fish about like that on right there. But,
he didn't pay him enough money.
He's excited though, boy. He sounded excited. And so anyway, but then when he passed me, you could tell it was legit because like I said, like a teenage boy first going through puberty, that voice just cracked. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I got this big fish right there. I mean, right there. Gene had come around and I was like, man, you should hang out right there. So he hung out about 15, 20 minutes because I'm going to snatch this fish off the bed. It's going to be awesome. Then Mike freaks out and he's like, all right, well, if you catch it, hold on to it on a lip gripper. I'll come back and film you, but I got to go film Ike. So he runs over there, films Ike. He's paddling back over to me. Ike freaks out again. He turns around and goes back that way. And so I don't have a signal for Tourney X back where we're at because I got Sprint and Sprint sucks. He's got Verizon, so all I get to do is watch Mike posting pictures or fish, dink, 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 dink. And all my buddies, some reason, text messages, non-encouraging text messages when they get through. Like, dude, you're getting your butt kicked. Come on, man, what are you doing? You better be sandbagging. I bet I got 1,300 texts today.
Wow.
All of them. Thank you, by the way. Not one person said, dude, I know you got this. But what kind of fans do I have? Come on, guys. So anyway, we work back into this creek, and Mike goes around the corner, and I see him hook a freaking giant. But I found another big fish. How many big fish do you think we found today?
A lot.
There's
a lot.
I mean, and I'm saying big fish. There's a lot of 6s and 7s and 8s, but we found probably half a dozen or a dozen double-digit fish.
Yeah.
They'll be there tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting to go fishing again. He's got to go on vacation down to Florida, somewhere else in Florida. So anyway, Mike, tell everybody what you did today. I've already told it while we were waiting on you to get down here. So
Yeah.
What'd you do?
It was an awesome day. I said it yesterday. First of all, I want to thank Chad. Thank you for inviting me to
Mike,
this.
thanks for coming, brother.
This is amazing. It's a great experience. I fish a lot in my big boat, so to get the fish in the kayak was amazing. It's we talked about a little bit out there. We're putting it back on the top. It's refreshing. It's actually a refreshing time for me to get in the kayak, and it brings me back to why I love the fish.
It's like a reset button.
It's like a reset button. It really does. It reminds me of reminds me of being a kid again and why I fell in love with this sport. And it's just a great day. So thank you for that.
So I own a tournament trail for kayak fishing, but I don't get to fish in tournaments that often.
Yeah.
I fished in a tournament last year just to do it in an exhibition status, but there was nothing on the line, right? And like you said last night in the live feed, when there's nothing on the line, it's a different deal.
Yeah.
And so for everybody at home that saw my total right before the board went off, that wasn't the total, because I got a couple of fish loaded once we shut the leaderboard off and I got back over by the lodge with the Wi-Fi signal. But I didn't leave anything on the table. I made a conscious decision to work 2 big fish, and I probably wasted 3 hours doing that. And so I consciously decided that I was going to fish for these big fish. I had caught my 5. I had a good number that I felt like was just working on kickers. I had located big fish. Ironically enough, at the end of the day, we're fishing the same pattern, you know what I mean? And a pattern neither one of us really, well, I don't speak for you. I don't really like fishing like that. I don't really fishing, you know.
It's not what you expect to do in Florida.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not what you expect to do for giant fish. You're expecting to throw, you know, bull shad and big whopper ploppers and, you know, big plastics and things like that. And we really had to just downsize. You know, the water wasn't clear either. It was good, you know, had a green stain to it.
Shut that light off.
But
It's
the
above
fish
table.
just wouldn't eat anything big. About 3/4 of the way through the day,
Next to the
I
door.
just said to myself, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. So I went on a milk run, throwing the chatterbait. I caught a whole bunch of, you know, 16 to 17 inch fish, but none of the big fish were presentations. They were tucked up tight
Wait a
to the
minute.
bank. What's up?
Clay Guida called right in the middle of this.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Call you back, Clay. They were tucked up tight, or they were off, you know, 5 to 6 feet off the bank. And so what it really boiled down to is you either had to find the fish and work it, like I tried to do, or you had to make long casts and get them off the bank. And you would just let the bait fall, and when you felt it tick the grass, just rip it out of there. And they weren't the whole shaky head where you just got to not feel the bottom anymore bite. These were, or at least mine, they were knocking the fire out
They were
of it.
knocking the
So,
fire out of it.
was that what you had as well?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, you don't expect to come to Florida and fish a shaky head. And I only had 3 rods on the boat today, and I had 2 casting rods, one with 20-pound, one with braid. And I thought, well, I'll throw a spinning rod in, and it ended up being the deal. And you know, I think in this time when the females are not, you know, they're not really locked yet, they're still kind of roaming around out there, it was the perfect bait. And you know, a lot of the bites I got, we were talking about earlier, you'd be caught in a little bit of that short grass with that shaky head, and you would just pop it. You'd pop it out of that grass, almost like a rattle trap.
Yeah.
You'd rip a rattle trap out. A lot of the bites came like that, so a little finesse, little reaction. But to catch 30-plus fish in Florida on a spinning rod on a shaky head it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, what I was starting to say before I kind of got sidetracked with that is, this was fun for me.
Very fun.
Like the adrenaline of, you know, sitting there looking at a 11 to 13 pound fish in a tournament and saying, dude, if I catch this fish,
Game changer.
it's a game changer.
Yeah.
I'm not going out trying to safety up and catch a bunch of dinks. Like, I had caught enough to fill the 5 fish so that I at least had a stringer, but I was trying to catch these 2 giant fish. I probably could have went and fished for a fish a little bit smaller than them that would have been more agreeable. But I'm telling you, dude, like, my heart was beating in my ears like the whole time. And I could see myself. Like, I'm a firm believer in visualizing. I'm visualizing it. Now, I did visualize myself landing 3 fish over 20 inches. One was probably 21, 22 that I either broke off or rookied up on. I turned around to reach for the net on one, and it jumped, and that light rod, it shook it through the hook. And so it was one of those days. But I'll tell you, man, and I said this on Gene's video, it's that, all right, now you got to calm down. This is 90% mental, and you got to reset. And I went and found more big fish. It was just like, I mean, it was probably the most fun 8 or 9 hours that I've had, and like, I can't remember.
It was fun.
So somebody else, please start a kayak fishing tournament trail that does well, so I can go fishing it, because this stuff is. Or any other Elite Series pros out there that would like to come do a fish off like this. I don't know what else we can do. I might have to get a picture of you tattooed on my back or something like that. We'll work something out. But this was amazing. So I know you said it to me, but let me say it to you, man. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
This was awesome. I appreciate
Had a
the
great
opportunity. I appreciate you using your your fan base and your influence in the industry to kind of help us bring this kayak fishing thing mainstream. I made fun of Mike when he brought me on Ike Live about the tan lines on his kayak. And I will say, officially, he doesn't have tan lines on his kayak, but he does now have a kayak bass fishing sticker about that long on both sides.
I do.
And if you're from Hobie Cat Company and you're watching this, I didn't put them on there. He did. So, boom. Anyway. So I guess we need to get this thing done. We need to talk about who the winner was. Joe's supposed to make the leaderboard live, and we've actually got a special guest that's going to declare the winner.
Yes, that's awesome.
So let's do it. So
All right, guys. So hold on. Let me flip this around and get my hand out of the way. I've been holding this for 15 minutes listening to Chad talk. So our special guest, like I said, just got here from good old Gunnersville, Alabama. And it is Mr. Randy Howell.
What's up, buddy?
what's up, man?
What's up?
All right, Randy's going to get in between them and grab their hands and give us an answer. He's got it.
I heard, I was watching it all today, and I was seeing it all, and we were heading toward Okeechobee, and I'm like, dude, Chad, I got to come down there and fish tomorrow. I want to try to catch that 12 or 14 pounder that he didn't want to catch today. He saved it for me. It's a sacrifice. That's what it was.
That's what it was. I took one for the team.
So we showed up on Valentine's night. Robin even said, hey, we can skip Valentine's and going down to Bienville tonight just so we can be a part of this little fun here between these two kids right here. All right, so we're going to get, I'm still waiting to get the readout. The live is coming in here. And it was so close. That's what
Just hit refresh. I think you made it live like 20
right.
minutes ago, but I talked too long.
Okay.
Just hit refresh. Actually, I don't want to look at it. Just
all right. It's very close.
I'm nervous. I'm still
Very
nervous.
close. Oh, okay. All right. Well, the winner had 95 inches. 95 inches of bass. Okay, is that 5 bass? 95
5 inches.
And
5 bass for 95 inches.
95 inches. And second place was 88 inches. So this was a close one.
Close.
7 inches worth of and the winner in the first ever Chad and Mike Ike fish off was.
Congrats, brother.
Thank you.
And let me tell you, he earned it because we fished right together. We were doing, actually, Gene paddled up to me and was like, hey, I can't tell you exactly what Mike's doing, but he's doing the exact same thing you are. So in other words, don't worry about changing because he's doing the same thing you are. He's just doing it better than you are. So, and we're within 100 yards of each other all freaking day.
Yeah.
So anyway.
He just
Mike,
made a top 5 or top 10 last week, so he's got a little
yeah,
hot streak.
that is what it is.
A little roll
Yep.
going on.
So I guess now I have to make good on the.
So what was the bet?
bet.
What was the bet? What was that you had?
So it's a 2-part bet, and part of it's going to be self-inflicted.
Well, something I saw him.
So the
have.
first part is.
Oh, what is that? Is this a beard shaver?
Yeah.
It's a beard shaver.
Oh, I better get out of the way.
So the loser, we said, had to shave their beard.
Right,
That was
right.
one part. Second part is the tournament that I'll be at in the fall.
So Mike's coming to the end on the
Toledo
bend,
Bend.
on Toledo Bend, and he's actually going to fish it as a competitor.
Yes.
In the kayak.
In a
Are
kayak.
you?
In my kayak, in my Hobie. Yeah.
I might have to come do that.
And I have to do a
Should.
Zoolander imitation wearing Tommy Biffle shorts.
Oh my gosh.
And an I like, and an I, is it I like or I love? I think we agreed to love, right? I gotta wear
yes.
a I love.
Yes, love.
I gotta wear a I love Ike t-shirt that's 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, just medium.
Hopefully I'm gonna be a little bit smaller then because I will have pretty close to competed the 100-pound challenge by then. And
It's medium.
but y'all go ahead and get your tickets. Go ahead and book your hotel rooms in Toledo Bend because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna work it. Like I'm gonna work that stage.
Y'all do me a favor, sit down. My arm's about to fall off.
Let me grab a towel and y'all go ahead. And talk.
You gonna do that now?
Yeah,
You gonna shave it now?
Well, you know,
Now.
the
Oh
loser,
my gosh.
the loser had to shave his beard, so Chad's gonna have to shave his beard. But I'm such a good sport that I'm also gonna shave my beard.
Are you?
I want to shave it. I want to shave it. So I don't want him to.
You have it all. You had it all squared off like Abe Lincoln
I
last week in the
know.
tournament.
I know. That's all
He's
raggedy.
kind of getting back out again now.
And I actually, what I might do tonight is I might just shave half of it
half of it.
and leave the other half, and I'll stay like that for a few days
Fu
just to
Manchu.
see.
Because that battery will go dead
Huh?
before you shave it
might.
all. It won't last for 2 beards like you guys.
We're gonna do
It
that.
might. So
Oh, my
Are we
God.
gonna sell the hair to charity?
Yeah. So the other thing is, what we're going to do here is we'll put a towel down here before we shave these beards, and we're going to combine the hair, and we'll actually auction it off for charity. If somebody wants to bid on the hair.
The Hoover
I don't know.
The Hoovenelli.
Hoovenelli.
So we said we're doing this for charity.
For charity.
Hoovenelli.
He's gonna join you.
I'm going to join. I'm going to shave mine too.
And it's gonna be the Hoovenelli beard.
The Hoovenelli beard box.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go get my electric shaver that I keep my haircut with. It's just been
Yeah,
fresh.
I bet it
I'm gonna
goes
get
really
that out,
close.
Y'all. You gotta plug it in.
It'll be
That's
the
gonna go dead.
Hoovenelli.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, yeah, because this is like man stuff right here.
That's gonna be like that's
Yeah.
gonna
Some
be
vanilla hair.
It's gonna be like going. Oh,
I bet you Randy has one of them professional ones.
So I got this box for Mike, and apparently now it's my box. So what we'll do is we'll start this
you got
off,
two shavers.
and if the batteries go dead, what I'll do is I'll post a picture of the finished job on my Instagram at Kayak Bass Fishing in about an hour when I can go do it right in the bathroom. But we'll go ahead and do the full committal right here, so you guys know that it ain't no joke. We'll just go ahead and, can I do like a General Custer or something first?
I mean, hold on.
Yeah,
play with
we
it.
can do this, so.
Let me do the honors.
So where should I start? Should I middle? Let's take the first comment, like where I should do middle down, or
Should he do a Fu
on the
Manchu
outside,
or does he?
Fu Manchu, or
Take the middle off and
I'm just
do the
anxious to see if this
chops.
thing is gonna cut it or not. If it does, I'll buy one. I'm gonna buy
Oh,
it.
Randy,
It's
you
gonna-
better go get
yeah, it's
get
gonna be
yours.
like pulling it like by the thread.
You're killing it, Chad.
It's working.
It's struggling.
Wow.
I told you this is like horsehair, man. This ain't no like
God.
this ain't no teenage girl hair right here. This is like man stuff. You know what I should have done is I should have done the half beard,
Yeah, yeah.
like right down the middle, and then do the side profile photos.
Yeah. That's like making me
There you go. Now
crazy.
stop right there. Do one half and then
Like
the
this, I'm
other.
going, oh, my mouth's going. Oh.
You say your mouth's watering?
No, I said my mouth cringing.
That's the same thing.
It's coming off. It's working.
355 people.
It's like bogging down,
I
man.
need to buy me one of those little shavers there. That thing works pretty good.
That motor's straining now.
Hey, just so y'all know,
It's going near.
how seriously Randy takes his haircuts. He was gonna come yesterday, but he had to stay to get a haircut today. He's like, dude, I tell you what, I'd come there and fish with y'all, but I got to get my haircut. And I could tell by the conviction in his voice, there wasn't no me saying, dude, there's barbershops in Lake City. It was like
You're
there was
right.
like.
You're right. I get ruined. I get messed up. Can't be messed up.
Man, that's hashtag man stuff right there. Like, I shut the razor down.
You shut it
This is an edger for me normally. This is not.
I like
Yeah.
that look though.
Yeah. I need to do the whole thing half.
That's what I'm saying. Just
Cool. All right.
Like South Louisiana.
Okay.
Wait, knock some of it off.
You
You got a big old wad of it.
Put some white boots on.
Are you the guy that shot at Gary Klein?
Pretty much.
Get some white boots, some cut off.
I like bound this thing up. It's like done.
Yeah, Ike's got one of those too.
Yeah, crazy enough.
Making a lot of noise. I don't see nothing falling. No, there it goes. There it goes. That died, didn't it? I knew that thing wasn't gonna last.
Choked it.
This ain't a big raging endorsement for Gillette. Hey, Gillette, call me.
Yeah. He's gonna help. Chad can help design a special shaver
For man hair.
for man hair.
I probably have another.
And this coming off
Just one.
Yeah,
like a cordless drill versus. a
Oh,
cordless
somebody said
cord.
wax your beards off. That makes me want to throw up just thinking about it.
Just glad I got here for this.
This video brought to you by Gillette Razor. Oh, by the way, Chad, Cody bet against you.
Who did?
Cody. He made $50 on you, Chad. Gene, you're next. Not on your life. My wife would shoot me. I look 5 years younger than her when I shave. Woo.
All right, how's it looking? One day Mike will have no beard. Next day.
We getting it?
All right, now you gotta leave the big old freaking goat, the little thing in the middle. There you go. And now do the other side. Everybody's laughing. Hey Tyler, what's going on, man? I'm the cameraman today.
Is it about half off?
Yeah, it looks good.
Shooting on the opposite half.
So, somebody said, Chad, you need to shave your head.
My head's already shaved.
Exactly, that's what Christy said.
How's it look? I'm gonna leave
Looks
it like
good.
this for a while.
Yeah, now turn one. Let's see profile one side. There you go, profile. Ah, oh yeah. Oh, that's great.
Where are you going next, Toho?
It's Okeechobee.
Okeechobee?
Yeah, I'm gonna fish like this next week.
Fish like
Well, because I'm gonna.
you go.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be flipping mats. Don't a chatterbait. Flipping mats.
Yes.
Don't a chatterbait. Forget all the time.
So did you see that guy? That guy was fishing in that bank a while ago. Had a beard. He was like, "No, I didn't see that."
No,
Guy. There's another guy that had a beard. I saw him.
He was throwing a
Pointed
chatterbait.
that way. So, well, this guy was flipping. He had a big beard. No, it wasn't him.
Oh man,
Oh, that's awesome.
pretty awesome.
That's
See, I never
awesome.
let mine get more than this. That way, if I ever lose, it won't be a big deal. See.
You're right.
Yeah. So Ike, what setup are you using today?
I used a spinning rod. It's one of the things that never leave a spinning rod at home. Even next week at Okeechobee, majority of my rods will be casting rods, but I'll still have a few spinning rods in the boat. I used a 7.6 medium heavy spinning rod, so a bigger spinning outfit. I used a 30 size Abu Garcia reel with 15-pound braid to a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. And the thing about that light line is you can still catch big bass with light line, and we saw that today. Shaky head, 10-pound fluorocarbon, you could still catch 5 and 6 pound bass. So don't sleep on a spinning rod.
I'll just finish the video like this.
Yeah, I like this look. I'm sitting in between y'all. This is the beard side on both of you. Look. It's perfect. Beard. And
Oh man, this is gonna make a great thumbnail.
Wow.
I feel like I'm half the man I used to be.
Me too.
you need a Christmas card. Take a Christmas card photo right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have
For next
So
year.
you guys don't realize what was at stake here. Like, he can shave his beard and it does no big deal. This was my double chin protector, right? This was my double chin camouflager. But since I'm doing the 100-pound weight loss challenge, this is like extra motivation now. Now I got to look at this double chin and just get mad at it and get rid of it. So yeah. Anyway,
100-pound weight loss.
100 pounds, man. I'm 37 or 38 down now.
Gosh.
I'm losing Ike this year. You know what I'm saying?
That's so awesome.
Well, we want to answer a few questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all shoot. Ask some questions to these knuckleheads.
So Randy, we're fishing tomorrow, right?
I get to fish tomorrow. Right?
So Randy
Yeah.
and I are going to fish for fun tomorrow. Or do you want to do a shaved head versus
Nah,
the
I
other
just
half of
wanna
my
fish
beard?
for fun. I just fish for fun.
So
Robin might bet.
there's a few people just got on here. Iaconelli won.
I won.
Yep. And
95 to
Chad
88.
had to shave his beard, but he killed the razor, so we only got half done. So we're gonna do the other half, and then Iaconelli, and then Mike started feeling bad for
I
him.
felt bad. I'll show
Yeah.
I might just fish the rest of the trip with this half beard.
Yeah.
And then do the other part. I got to go to the Miami Boat Show, and Ryan and I are going to go all the way to Key West and back, and then stop in Georgia and fish. And it'd just be a interesting. I could put like a GoPro on and just
It
get
would be.
reactions of people at gas
That
stations.
really be funny. wouldn't
Chad,
it?
I'll show you.
Like the dudes I had to pull the machete on,
I'll-
I wouldn't have had to pull the machete on. If I would have just snapped my head around and had half a beard, they were just like, whoa, and they'd have left. Did you guys hear that? Did you
No,
see
you
that on
got to pull a
sale?
machete out?
Well, I didn't have to, but like these two guys. So a lot of you that follow me on social media saw the post, but you don't know the story. So since it's like story time, let me go ahead and share it. So I'm at a gas station, and I didn't realize Wildwood, Florida was like rough. Like I was like, Florida. I didn't even think of Florida except for like the inner city of maybe Miami or something like that as having any rough areas. So I get off at the gas station, and this guy comes up and runs into my kayak and falls on the ground. Well, I was like, what in the heck is going on? And you know, that's the rack and roll, so it kind of squeaked a little bit, and I look around, and the guy is laying on the ground, and another guy steps up to me with a puffy jacket on, and it's like 81 degrees, and he goes, hey man, we're gonna need to get $300, or we're gonna call the police about you hitting my boy. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
And he's laying on the ground. And so the guy's got his hand in his pocket. So for a lot of people out there that commented on the post, I do appreciate you worrying about my safety. Let me say first and foremost, I never felt really endangered. These guys were about the size of Randy's oldest son. They weren't like they were big dudes, and they didn't really have that intent look in their eye. They just wanted to run a scam, and they're used to scaring people into doing it. But the guy kind of poked his jacket at me and said, "We're gonna need to get that money." And I was like, "Call the police, man. I'm not gonna give you money because you say I hit you and I'm parked at a gas pump." So he steps over the tongue of my trailer and steps right at me and says, "We're gonna need to get that money." And I said, "Dude," and I keep a machete in the back of my truck for bushwhacking my way through places to get the kayaks into. So I had already had my hand in there fumbling around, and I peeled the Velcro off with my thumb, and I slung the sheet to the ground, and these dudes jump back, and the guy's like, goes like this, but he's got his finger. Like, you could see the tip of his finger. It wasn't a barrel. He didn't even use 3 fingers to make it look like the barrel of a gun. And he's like, and so his buddy's laying on the ground, and I stepped on his pants leg. I mean, it was a given.
All right, we're live. Had to reset the Wi-Fi.
Sorry about that, guys. And I don't know how this is going to work when we make it live, so you might just get half of this story if you watch the video later. So anyway, the guy's on the ground. The other guy kind of steps towards me, and I told him I'm going to hack his buddy up. Another guy from the gas pump over from us goes, "Oh my God, this redneck just pulled a sword." And he comes over and starts providing color commentary for the whole thing. He's telling the guy that is trying to stiff me for $300, "Y'all picked the wrong dude. Look at this dude. Look how big he is. Look how little y'all is." You know, it's the whole thing. He's clowning on them. The guy that supposedly had the gun in his pocket, a.k.a. his finger, bolts. I mean, he's just gone, like Carl Lewis gone. His buddy's left on the ground, and he's kind of freaking out. He's got one hand trying to hold his pants up because when he tried to scoot away, it pulled his pants halfway down his thigh. I said, "Hey, dude, give me your hand. I'll help you up." Of course, I still got the machete in my hand, so he was a little bit apprehensive. I took his hand. I put the machete on the bow of the kayak. I helped him up, and when I helped him up, I just grabbed two fistfuls of shirt and jacked him up against the gas pump and told him, "Listen, son, if you had done this and I was carrying like I usually am, you'd be wearing bullet holes right now. This would be on the news, and you could affect the rest of your life for $300." So anyway, I just kind of gave him a little pep rally, sent him on his way, went in and told the gas station owner what happened. He said it happens all the time, didn't want to call the police. I didn't want to get arrested just in case it got flipped on me, so I just said, I'm going to cut my losses, got back in the truck, and drove on down to Lutz where I could film a commercial day before yesterday and then come on to here. So that's the story. Now you've heard it live. And
Half of it.
crazy.
Half one live and half the other live.
Yeah. So you might want to just think about where you're getting off the interstate at in some situations to get gas. I take it for granted.
How late was it? At night?
It was like 11:30. Yeah. It was kind of.
That reminds me of I worked in the ER for 13 years, trauma center, and the cops brought a guy in, and they showed me a picture, and what had happened was he had carjacked somebody, and they were chasing him, and he jumped out of the car while it was still rolling. The car rolled over his pants that were sagging and pinned him to the ground.
Wow.
And that's how the cops caught him, pinned up underneath the car. And didn't get hurt, nothing else. It was hilarious.
So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. This guy and I are going to get out on the lake tomorrow. And Robin, you fishing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's going to be in the. Are you going to be in the boat or are you going to be in the kayak?
I'm gonna be in the boat.
Okay, she's going to be in the boat.
She's got them lizards she's a little worried about, and I don't blame her.
You want me to fish in a kayak?
Yeah. She's got
Yeah,
this.
we got 3 of
She's
them.
got the Christie accent. She said, "I'm gonna be in the boat."
Be in the boat.
Her and Christy read from the same dictionary, so it's awesome. Anyway, so we're gonna go out and fish tomorrow, and hopefully I can redeem myself by at least catching a giant fish and showing you guys. So check out Instagram tomorrow. I'll do a live thing for the weigh-in Wednesday to give you the update on where I'm at on the 100-pound challenge. And part of the 100-pound challenge is I got to catch 10 bass over 10 pounds this year.
Yep.
For the 100-pound challenge.
Really?
So hopefully I can scrub one of those off the list.
10
and
over 10 pounds.
10 over 10 pounds, baby.
Tell them when the video is going to be up.
The video, the
Of
whole
today.
video. Man, it's going to be more you than it is me.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of disjointed, and once I got on the bed, I kind of shut the cameras off.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be like
I hope to have it up early next week
early next week.
because there's a lot of footage to go through.
I'll say late next week because it's going to be a good video. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. Ryan and I are getting on the road. We're going to do some more stuff. We're going to put Monster Mike down in Miami. We're going to do something. Actually, you know what? Go to Instagram at Kayak Bass Fishing. If you got somewhere to fish between White Springs, Florida and Miami and you want to go chase some giant bass Thursday, hit me up. We'll come fishing with you. All right?
Awesome.
We're done. See you next time, guys.
See ya.
Later.